G'day everybody, I'm the guy in the corner. Today is Halloween, which works great because we're going with our 6th step, which is the follow-up. And because it's Halloween, salespeople are always looking for the magic, something that's gonna solve all their problems. The special pill, the special cure. Well, I've got the special pill and I got the special cure. And what it is, the follow-up. It's the one thing that's going to make the entire difference in your career, and it's the one thing that most salespeople, for whatever reason, just don't do, and just don't do properly. Now, if we're talking about the follow-up in terms of our 6 steps, let's go with this part here. You didn't close the deal. You promised the customer you're going to call them back because you're going to have a little meeting the next morning with your management team. So your follow-up should be the following. Within 30 minutes, 2 hours, the next morning, make a recontact call. And the first one is just to say thank you. Thanks for having come to the dealership. I know a lot was discussed. I'm just curious, do you have any questions, any concerns? That could be leading up to saying, you know, I'm about to have the meeting with my sales managers this morning about your file. So if you do have any questions, any concerns, then I can be able to have those addressed immediately. If you choose not to get into that, then it's just a quick, do you have any questions or concerns? And thank you very much for coming by. Very simple. After you've done that little meeting with your managers or a team leader or whatever, then you have a strategy. So that'll be your second call. You could come back, call back the customer and say, hey, I had that meeting. I have some really, really great news. Then you deliver that great news and you make that appointment. After that, hopefully the customers come back and hopefully you close the deal. But sometimes, for whatever reason, whatever the objection is, they're not making that purchase decision right away. So from that point on, you're making the follow-up based on what the customer is telling you. If they tell you to call you back in a week, well, call halfway through. If they tell you to call back in 2 weeks, call in a week. If they call in a month, half a month, 2 months, a month, etc. Now at some point, you might feel that the contact following up seems arduous, seems difficult. The customer doesn't seem very enthused anymore. You know they haven't bought anything yet. So you would just do what we call a customer service call. And the customer service call is just something like this. You would give them a buzz and go ding ding, hello, how you doing? It's Derek from ABC Motors. I'm just curious, I have your file here, and you know there's a fine line between customer service and being a little bit too pushy. So I'm just wondering what we should do with your file. Very straightforward. Customer has to tell you, throw the file away, or no, I'm sorry, I was on holidays, or no, whatever. Life goes on. Eventually your follow-up will lead to a sale. And if it doesn't lead to a sale, then put that customer in a separate binder for future follow-up, even if they didn't buy you a car, because they could be a potential prospect down the line. Now you sold a car. Great news. What do? Well, you do your first follow-up to make sure that they're going to show up on time for their delivery, make sure they're not forgetting anything, the void check, the insurance, etc., etc. Then they leave your dealership, and then you should have a quick follow-up, thanking them once again for their business. Hopefully you took a picture at delivery, did something nice, so you would send that to them right away. Then after that, a couple days later, 48 hours later, 3 days max, you give them a buzz again to say, hey, I know you got a lot of technology in that car. You might have some questions. How's everything going? Do you have any questions on the automobile, etc., etc.? If it's really, really complex, well, tell them to come back to the dealer, show you can show them. But now there's videos, all kinds of things you might be able to send them. But just a common courtesy call to make sure everything's going well. And the great opportunity, too, to remind them that, hey, you're in sales, you're looking for business, so you have friends and family, send them on down, huh? If there's other ideas about follow-up, we could get into that another time. Some really smart ideas about follow-up after the delivery, but essentially making that contact and showing that you care is super important. Now this part of the follow-up for the rest of the lifetime of your customer and you being in the business is the most important. You can't sell a secret, so you got to make sure people know and think of you first when you're selling cars, that they know you're selling cars. So the follow-up after this is checking to see when they come to the service department, intercepting them there if possible. Some of you might want to choose a few clients, you know, your good client list, the ones that you take care of their cars and bring them in for service for them, because that will generate a lot of referrals. Definitely the birthdays, definitely major holidays, and always keep notes throughout that relationship. So even though you can't remember everybody, if you have the notes in front of you, it'll, you know, how was your son, how's your daughter, you know, 50th wedding anniversary, congratulations. I mean, all the little things will definitely make a difference and then remember you. Now, you don't have to follow up 20 million times a year, but there should be a follow-up there, and you should always be sending some cards and asking for referrals, and, you know, wherever the chance and the opportunity is to meet your client, say hi to your client, you should be doing it so they don't forget about you. This is pretty much it in terms of follow-up, and that wraps up our 6 steps to success. So just remember, we'll go through them one more time. The beginning is the meet and greet. The second one is establishing early if there's a trade. Third one is selection, presentation, demo. Fourth one is the proposal. Fifth one, the close. And the sixth one, and probably the most important one, the cure, the pill, the magic trick, whatever you want to call it, the one that actually works all the time and it has to be part of your process, is the follow-up. So on that note, have a great day from the guy in the corner. Now go and sell something, and trick or treat for those who are trick-or-treating. Bye now.